In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the HLOOKUP or the horizontal lookup function in Microsoft Excel 2016. So I'm in that. The syntax for HLOOKUP is the lookup value. So what are we looking for? What are we comparing it to? What's the table of the information that we're looking in? What's the column number? And then is it true or false? And we'll talk about that. Do we want to match an exact number or not? So the whole point of this is it searches for a value in the top row of the table and returns a value in the same column from the row index number. So I'll show you how it's going to be used. Let's go over to my example. So we're talking about a building, how many beds it has, CO2, how many exits it has, I guess CO2 detectors, how many exits, and how many square feet. And what we want to do, we want to come down here. And we're going to put in the number of beds. We're going to be able to enter the number of beds. So we can say, tell me how many feet for 2 beds, or how many feet for 6 beds, or how many feet for 8 beds, whatever it is. We want to bring the result back. So here's how we do it. So we're going to go to F11, so which is right below result. And we're going to find this function in the lookup and reference. We're going to go to the HLOOKUP. We're going to open our function argument. I'm going to put it over here so we can see everything over here plus what's over here. So our lookup value. Our lookup value is going to be E11. So I'm just going to click on E11. So our lookup value is E11. Our table array is going to be A1 to D7. And our row index number, so we need to look at this. We need to look at D11. So we need to click on D11, and we're going to reference something in our, we're really referencing something in our table up here. So we're referencing 2 up here. So what we're going to do, so it's going to come back with the value of 2. So that's our row number. But the problem is that the beds for 2 beds up here is really in row 3 because we have our header in our array range. So we can add, so we're going to put D11 plus 1. So that should bump our row number down to 4. Down to 3. And so that will match the number that's present in D11. So it's D11, whatever the value is in D11, so 2 plus 1 will be row 3, and that will give us, that will match with the number of beds. Because if we didn't do that, it would be off 1. So it would be D11, which is 2, would be 1 bed. So we would be off 1 row. So we had to add that extra row in there. So now our range lookup, we're going to type in there false, because we do not want it to give us a result back unless it is an absolute match or an exact match. So let's go back through here. Our lookup value. Lookup value is the value to be found in the first row of the table and could be a value, a reference, or a text string. Then we have A1 to D7, which is our range. D11 plus 1, because we're off a row, so we have to add that extra row in. And false, because we want it to make an exact match. Click OK. So our result. 2, we can go up here and look. 2 beds should be 1,000 feet. That is true. Okay, so if we change, what allows us to do is we can change this to 6, hit tab, and it should go to 3,000, and that matches. Okay. So now, in cell E11, so in E11, we're going to take feet, and we're going to type CO2. And the result should be 3. So CO2 is 3 for 6 beds. So we're going to go to D11. We're going to type 7. And it's going to give us a # reference because we don't have a 7 to reference over here. It's saying, hey, there's no such thing as that in your table array that you've given me to analyze. And so that's how you use a horizontal lookup in Microsoft Excel 2016.